Hello, welcome to another Optics Trade Debates video. I'm Andrash.
My name is Taylor. Hello.
Today we're going to be touching another topic that has to deal with categories on our webpage. We'll be talking about scout scopes in particular. So here we have an ordinary scope and here we have a scout scope. And we receive a lot of question of what defines a scout scope, scout scope. I'm sorry. And today we're going to elaborate on this topic a little bit so that we can help our customers know what it is. So I've gathered some questions, I went over our emails, and Taylor, just please let's start with saying what defines a scout scope.
I would say there is one clear distinction between normal rifle scopes and scout scopes which really makes a difference, and this is the extended eye relief. With a normal scope, no matter the brand, no matter the size and so on, you usually have an eye relief between 7 centimeters and 9 centimeters. So when you want to have a nice clear image, that means that you will have approximately 9 centimeters between your eye and the lens in the eyepiece. With the scout scopes, this distance becomes from 300 to 500 millimeters. So that means with a scout scope you have a eye relief like this.
So scout scopes are mounted differently.
Yeah, they're mounted in front of the action on the barrel usually, or on the housing of the rifle. So
you wouldn't be able to mount a scout scope as a standard
scope. No, because if you look at 9 centimeters eye relief, you won't see anything.
Yes, of course.
It's strange, but when you look at, let's say, on 40 centimeters, it looks normal. So extended eye relief is the factor which defines the scout scope. And these scopes, this type of scopes, they go on scout rifles, which are made in a way that the scope is mounted in front of the action on the barrel, so that the barrel and the magazine, it's easier to put the ammunition in, and when you're repeating your firearm, there is no way that the casings which go out could hit the scope and so on. They're just different rifles. This is the reason why they're mounted like this.
So naturally they're shorter, of course.
They're shorter, they're smaller.
They're shorter, smaller. They also feature elevation windage adjustment, just like
they are very similar to normal scopes, but they usually are smaller and lighter. And normally they have extended eye relief. They are usually variable power. This one is 2 to 7 by 32 millimeter lens. So these scopes are usually a little bit more compact. Yeah. And yes, with all other scopes, if the magnification is above 12, you usually have the adjustable parallax, while with scout scopes the parallax is usually fixed at 100 yards, so 91 meters. And this is the main difference. And they usually feature a central cube of 1 inch, while we know that normal scopes go all the way from 30 to 40 millimeters with all stops in between 34, 35, 36 millimeters. It depends on the brand and the type of the scope.
So the most important thing here is that you would say the eye relief.
Yeah.
Is there also perhaps any difference in the eye box? Is it more forgiving here with the scout scopes?
It is. You know, with a normal scope you have an eye box which is roughly 1 centimeter or even less. So if you go, let's say that the eye relief is 90 millimeters, if you go with your eye to 80 millimeters you still see the image well. If you go to 75 you don't see it well, and if you go to 95 or something like that, towards 100 millimeters, again the image is not going to be good anymore. At least you will see some shadows around it and some tunnel effect and so on. With scout scopes this is much better because they are much more forgiving. You can usually go a couple of centimeters in front of the optimal position or behind the optimal position and still have the image. So in this aspect the eye box is much better on scout scopes. And I can also say we have a different video about differences between scout scopes and handgun scopes. I can say it here also that handgun scopes can also be mounted as a scout scopes, even though scout scopes are really rarely mounted as handgun scopes because they're still a little bit bigger than.
But you have to be probably careful about the fixed parallax. This one is fixed at 100 meters. With handgun scopes, it's a little bit closer.
It's a little bit closer, yeah. And with the scout rifles, you can shoot on a little bit longer distances.
So perhaps it's still a little bit better to choose.
For a scout rifle, it's better to choose a scout scope. It's easier like this. Apart from that, they are really similar. I would say on the outside it's really hard to notice.
Yes.
If you do have the same scope, which wouldn't be a scout scope here, we wouldn't notice that this one is a scout scope and that one is not.
So you have to look through it to actually determine.
To see, to see the extended eye relief, and then you know, okay, this is a scout scope. It is also true that scout rifles are less and less popular, but old rifles are still on the market in quite an extensive numbers, and this is the reason why producers are still producing scout scopes, because to accommodate older rifles with an optic.
Of course.
I think we covered most of the questions.
I think we covered most of the questions, but if we did forget something, you are very welcome to leave a comment down in the comment section or send us an email. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course see you in the next Optics Theory Debates video. Bye bye!
Thank you, bye!